Alex, and then we'll go
To sum up your line of questions with Humaira's side and others, going back to last year, both the president and secretary advised Israel not to make a mistake of 9/11. So our response to 9/11, is it your assessment that this is in fact what Israel has been doing for the past year?
Certainly they have made a number of mistakes along the way. There are a number of things that we think that they could have done differently and that they should have done differently, and we've offered advice to them at times, but ultimately they are a sovereign country that has to make its own decisions.
Thank you. On Iran and its proxies, you made clear last week that Iran had not notified you prior to its latest attack. Now, it happens, there are reports that it did notify Russia prior to it. Any concern on your end in terms of involvement of Iran's friends, allies into this war in Russia, China, given their collaboration in other front in Ukraine?
So certainly we see the deepening ties between Iran and Russia as something that's incredibly destabilizing for the region. It's incredibly destabilizing for the world. And that applies to the Middle East. It applies to everywhere that Iran and Russia operate.
On that line, there are reports that Viktor Bout, who was released last year as part of the hostage deal, is back in business and is apparently a part of potential armed deal with Houthis. Any reaction from the state?
Yeah, look, so as we made clear when that arrangement was announced, and as we've made clear at other times when we've made arrangements to bring American citizens home, these are always very difficult decisions with trade-offs involved. And we have to make the tough decisions to bring American citizens home. And what we have decided time and again is that we're willing to make those decisions because the safety and security of the American people is our first priority. And that's how we've gotten more than 50 wrongfully detained and other Americans returned home over the course of this administration. It's because we are willing to make those choices. And I think when you look at the Americans that we have brought home versus the people in Russia's case that they have been able to get home, it says something about the type of individuals that our societies value. Now, when it comes to Viktor Bout specifically, there are any number of actors that Russia has engaged over years, not just Viktor Bout, but others, to engage in destabilizing behavior, including making arms available. There has been no shortage of people, both inside the government and outside the government in Russia, willing to fulfill that role. And what we do is monitor those very closely, take steps to counteract them, and ultimately take actions to hold Russia accountable.
I have two more in Ukraine and Georgia if you have time. Come back to them later.
So are you doing anything in this case?
I don't have anything to announce.
Do you even know if it's true?
So I don't have anything to announce today, but I'll tell you that we watch these things very closely, and you've seen us impose any number of sanctions on Russian individuals for engaging in this type of behavior.
Yeah, a lot of them, but you don't know if this specific report is true that he's now trying to do.
I don't have anything to speak to.